Hey, what's going on everybody? XilentFlex here. I have a very special video for you guys today, and we're going to be talking about social phobia and how you guys can get over social phobia, how you can master just getting out there in the world and being awesome. And I have a very special guest for you guys today who's going to be giving you real life input from himself. You know, he's dealt with social phobia and he's overcome it, and he's currently in the process of just beating that social phobia and living his life to the fullest. And that's why he's here today. And I'd like to introduce to you guys MysteriouzGamer, and he's going to be the one giving input from his life to help you guys and benefit you guys. And so I'd like to say what's up, and then let's let him say what's up. What's up, man?
What's up, XilentFlex? First of all, I just want to thank you for having me on this channel. You know, there's not a lot of guys in this community that actually reaches out to smaller channels like me. So I just first of all want to thank you for doing that.
No problem. Of course, you know I'm always here for my fans and for you especially, and I know you got some awesome input for everybody else, and so this not only benefits me and everybody else, but you at the same time. So I don't care if you had 2 subscribers. I don't care if you have a YouTube channel. You're welcome on my channel. But anyways, let's get to the chase. Go ahead and tell everybody your story, man. I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah. Well, it all comes back to like a few years ago. I was about 13. I just shifted schools. I was just getting to know a bunch of new people, and you know, when you're at that state, you know, when you're a teenager, you're learning everything. You know, you're getting new experiences. You know, there's a natural flow of being nervous. You know, just being afraid of the unknown. And to me, it kind of hit me really hard, really fast, and I started to develop something which can only be described as social phobia. Actually, I started to whenever I would get nervous, whenever I would feel any kind of emotional stress, I would just bust out these giant red bleaches on my face. You know, I would get totally red in my face, and this could happen over the smallest thing. You know, I could be in class, you know, writing something. Someone said my name, and I could set it off. It was a simple thing like that that could really just set everything in motion. And you know, it could take hours for me to get this redness off my face again. And you know, I don't know if anyone ever tried, you know, blushing or stuff like that. I mean, you know, it's kind of embarrassing. I think we've all tried that at some point. And you know, this was not just your regular little pink blush. You know, this was a full-blown tomato color in my cheeks, and you know, it gave me it just destroyed my self-confidence completely. And it came to a point where I thought about it every second of the day. You know, I would wake up, I would think, you know what, I don't want to go to school today. I'm afraid that I might turn red, and people will think weird things. You know, they would think bad things about me, and you know, just overall being afraid to be social. You know, that is what social phobia is. Social phobia can be many things, but it all comes down to the same basic. You know, you're afraid of being social, and whatever the reason for that is. And you know, it all just became a downward spiral, and you know, it got worse and worse. The more I thought about the problem, the worse it got, and the worse the problem got, the more nervous I got about the problem. So you can see, you know, it's a downward spiral that it was pretty hard to break and come through out on the other side.
Yeah, I can definitely, you know, something like that is I don't know, like I could see how that would really hold you back from progressing. I remember even if you I mean, the fact that you blushed, and maybe you blushed because you were embarrassed as to, you know, what people were saying when they mentioned your name, or is someone going to call on you on Clash. It's just like that sense of like you don't know what's going to happen, kind of like what you said in the beginning of the video. You know, the sense of the unknown, and then you know, then you blushed, and then you realized, oh no, man, my cheeks turned red, and then now you're saying to yourself, ah, all these people are noticing my cheeks, and then you get embarrassed from that fact, and then every time something happens where you think your cheeks might blush, or you might blush, and you might be worried what people are going to say, then you kind of internalize that, and then it holds you back from other things. And I can definitely relate to what you're saying. You know, I've had tons of times where you know, I would feel really confident in myself in class. People would ask for answers, and I used to be the kid where at first I remember there was a time in middle school where I was really up front in answering questions. You know, if a teacher wanted an answer, I would be like the first person to raise my hand and offer an answer. I remember one time I had, I think it was an English class, and I basically raised my hand and answered this question that the teacher had asked, and my answer was anything but correct. And during the process of me answering the question, I made a complete fool of myself. And I just remember how embarrassed I was from that point on. And then ever since that one day, I was so afraid to raise my hand and answer more questions that I swear it must have been 2-3 years before I really kind of like was, you know, I had confidence in like, just raise your hand and answer the question. Who cares what people are going to think? And so I can definitely see what you're saying as in terms of like how that would hold you back from progressing and kind of keeping you in that like what if or I don't know what's going to happen stage. And that's tough. That's really tough. And I don't know, what kind of things did you do, or what helped you kind of jump out of that scenario? Because that's definitely something tough to deal with.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely why I'm here right now. You know, I want to share you how to get out of this, because I bet there's one or two people out there who's sitting with this exact problem. And you know, for me, you know, I became more isolated. I came to a point where I was afraid of going out of my room. I would wake up, I would just not find a reason to get out of bed, and it's hard for me to say exactly what did it that kind of made me wanted to change, but it just eventually it just got a little bit better. You know, I think it started to happen when I think it was like at the end of summer, and by the time spring came, everything just started to get better. You know, I would blush less, and therefore, you know, I would think about it less, and I would just gain a little bit more confidence. You know, I'm not talking a lot here. You know, I was still completely afraid. I was still having a ton, you know, of doubt in myself, and had no self-confidence whatsoever. But that little thing I built to kind of hold everything in place, that made me think, you know, to progress, you know, to kind of beat this illness, whatever you want to call it, you know, to the ground, man. Because you know, you don't want to live your life afraid. You don't want to live. You don't want to hold yourself back in life. You know, as you say in your videos, you know, we only have this one life, regardless to religious beliefs. And you know, why waste it? Why waste it by being afraid? That does not make any sense to me. And what exactly happened for me is I got a job. I got a job at a little cafe. It was during the summer, and it would get really hot in there. So you know, my redness, it would get out of control. But still, even though it got out of control, I would have to look people in the eyes, you know, and talk to them. And you know, I didn't have time to worry about my problem. And that basically told me that, you know, this has nothing to do with anyone else. This is about me. This is about me being incompetent. This is about me not realizing that what other people think doesn't matter. Because you are you are who you are. And you know, a silly color, that's not going to change that fact. You know, as soon as I just realized that this problem is not something that other people can help me with, this is something I have to fight myself. That's kind of when I realized that, you know what, this is something that can change. This is not gonna go on forever, you know, because that's what I thought at one point. I thought, you know, there's no way out of this.
Yeah, I can totally see what you're saying, and I want to kind of jump back to your scenario in the cafe and talk about how I think a lot of the time when we have difficult times in our lives, or there's something that's kind of holding us back, the best way to get over that is to almost confront it straightforward. You know, you put yourself in a position where you had this job, and no matter what, no matter how red your cheeks got, no matter what scenario you were in, you had to talk to people, no matter what. I mean, you had red cheeks, it didn't matter. You had to talk to people. And I think it's that through going through that process, you know, you kind of subconsciously, whether you realized it or not, every day when you had red cheeks and you talked to somebody, then maybe you told yourself, hey, this actually isn't so bad. You know, I have red cheeks because of this, but I talked to this person. She didn't say anything about it. She wasn't like, you know, demeaning me because I had red cheeks. And then every day it's going through that process of confronting it, and that overall I think it helps you realize that it's not that bad. And then now you say that you're a lot more comfortable with it, and I think it's through that confronting process that really helped you get over that, and doing that more and more is really what's going to help you grow. And what were you going to say? Go ahead, jump in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly, you know, you're saying it very well for a person who hasn't gone through you know, social phobia and stuff like that. You know, it's exactly what you said. You know, you gotta confront it. You can't keep hiding from this problem, because, you know, as soon as you confront it, the easier it's gonna get, and you're gonna realize that this is not that bad. You know, yeah, you might look weird. Some people probably are gonna think things about you, but who cares? Who cares? You are you, no matter what. And you know, this is no reason for you to. This is not a reason for you to hold back on life. You know, you should go out there, red or not, and you should live your life. You know, you should just not care. That's the one of the best advice I can give to kind of, if you're in this spot, if you're in this downward spiral, you know, just might sound very simple for people who haven't really gone through it, but if you just realize that, you know what, this is me, and I can't change this. This is who I am. I gotta live with this. Then you will realize that the problem really is non-existent, and you'll get through.
Talk about, man, just prime advice right there. I love and I think I've said it a few times in a couple of my videos, but the art of not caring is something that I think so many people, myself included, strive to learn, and not necessarily, you know, not caring about anything. You don't want to not care about anything, but it's like the art of being you and doing you no matter what, and you know, doing what you need to do and doing what you want to do to be happy, and not necessarily letting the judgments of other people affect how you act or how you live your life. That in itself is just what brings happiness to all of us and lets us all live super awesome lives. And I think MysteriouzGamer he is just capitalizing that prime, just prime rib on that statement, and I'm digging it all the way. And I'd have to say that it was really great having you on this channel and giving some real life information on this topic, because I think that you gave information that was imperative to people, because you actually have gone through this and are going through this right now, and that's the kind of, you know, the kind of information that people want to hear. You know, they want to hear the real stuff, and so I'm very honored that you were willing to come onto my channel, and I'm honored to have you on here. And with that said, I'd like to let you carry the outro out and go ahead and say whatever you want to say, man. It was an absolute pleasure having you on my channel.
It was an absolute pleasure to be here. I'm really happy that I got the opportunity to be here. You know, I've been watching your videos like ever since I can remember, and ever since you started YouTube, of course. But you know, it's kind of fun just sitting here talking to you. You know, you've been such an inspiration, and I think I speak up on behalf of a lot of people when I say you're a continuous inspiration to a lot of people, and I really hope that that you keep doing what you're doing, and keep inspiring us, because you're doing a good job. Definitely.
Well, thank you so much, man. That was, man, I am honored beyond belief, and I hope you all watching this video that have made it to the end, I hope you guys give MysteriouzGamer a chance and go out and check out his channel. He's got some really great stuff, and as you can tell, he's an awesome person. So guys, thank you so much for the time you spent on this video. It means a lot to both he and I, and we're both very honored. And with that said, guys, I'd like to say, as always, stay fly and stay fresh and keep it real. Peace out, everybody.